Hello, I'm Dr. Mark Dailey, as many of you are well aware, and today we're going to talk about the Paleolithic diet and why I recommend it to my patients for a period of time at least. When we consider overall health restoration, we almost always look to the gastrointestinal system. When we consider the gastrointestinal system, inflammation is our enemy. Remember, inflammation has numerous causes. Many of those are addressed with this Paleolithic diet. The paleo diet removes foods that we are most likely to have developed sensitivities to. Foods high on the glycemic index, all processed foods. It's a diet that causes blood sugar and hormonal stability. It's an anti-inflammatory diet. Now, let me say at this point that everyone wants to have great health, tons of energy, beautiful skin, mental clarity, but so few people are willing to change the way they eat and modify their lifestyles to get what they want, to get healthy. I'm sorry to tell you, it doesn't work that way. Change is mandatory if you want optimal health. The Paleolithic diet is perhaps the healthiest way you can eat because it's the only nutritional approach that works with your genetics to help you stay lean, strong, and energetic. Research in biology, biochemistry, ophthalmology, dermatology, and many other disciplines indicate that it's our modern diet full of refined foods, trans fats, and sugars that are at the root of degenerative diseases like obesity, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, depression, and infertility. To give you just a real general overview, and though there is plenty of supportive material here on the website to help you move forward into the paleo diet, but a rough overview, basically, and it's fairly simple. It's okay to eat fruits, vegetables, lean meat, seafood, nuts, seeds, and healthy fats. You want to avoid dairy, grains, processed and sugared foods or sugars, legumes, starches, and alcohol. Now, lean protein is important. Lean protein supports strong muscles, healthy bones, and optimal immune function. When protein also makes you feel satisfied between meals, so it burns longer. Fruits and vegetables are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients that have been shown to decrease the likelihood of developing a number of degenerative diseases, which include cancer, diabetes, and neurological decline. When we consider healthy fats from nuts, seeds, avocados, olive oil, fish oil, and grass-fed meat, scientific research and epidemiological studies show that diets rich in monosaturated and omega-3 fats dramatically reduce the instances of obesity, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and cognitive decline. Saturated fat has been demonized by our health authorities and media. Well, what is the basis for this position on saturated fat? Are current recommendations for very low saturated fats justified? Well, how much saturated fat and what types, if any, should you eat? So, without historical and scientific perspective, this question can be nearly impossible to answer. In his paper, Professor Cordain looks at the amount and types of saturated fats found in the ancestral diet, and you can find that link here on the page if you'd like to look at that. But one of the greatest deviations away from our ancestral diet is the amount and types of fats found in modern grain-fed animals versus the amount and types of fats found in grass-fed or wild meat, fowl, and fish. So what we observe is wild meat is remarkably lean and has relatively low amounts of saturated fats, while supplying significant amounts of beneficial omega-3 fats like EPA and DHA. In his paper, the professor and his team analyzed the complete fatty acid profile from several species of wild deer and elk. The take-home message is that free-range meat is far healthier than conventional meat. You may have known that. For most people, the fact that the Paleolithic diet delivers great results is enough. Now, we are talking about improved blood lipids, weight loss, reduced pain from autoimmunity, reduced joint pain, alleviation of many food sensitivities, greater balance in your hormones and blood sugar. Really, the list goes on and on. But many people are not satisfied with just following recommendations, whether they're nutritional or exercise related. Fortunately, the Paleolithic diet has not only stood the test of time, but also the rigors of scientific scrutiny. With a very simple shift, we not only remove foods that are at odds with our health, the grains, the legumes, and dairy, but we also increase our intake of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. There is a great paper, which I mentioned, from Lauren Cordain, exploring how to build a modern paleo diet. That link is also found on this page, so I think you should look at that. The paper offers significant insight as to the amounts and ratio of protein to carbohydrate and fats that our ancestral diet had. The Paleolithic concept may be new for a lot of people, and the newness might spark a lot of questions, and that's fine. But we like people not only to read about and educate themselves on the topic, but also get in and do it. Experience is perhaps the best teacher and often cuts through any confusion surrounding this particular way of eating. There was a head-to-head comparison between the paleo diet and the Mediterranean diet in insulin-resistant type 2 diabetics. The results, the Paleolithic diet group reversed the signs and symptoms of insulin-resistant or type 2 diabetes. The Mediterranean diet showed little, if any, improvement. It's worth noting that the Mediterranean diet is generally held up by our government as the diet to emulate, despite better alternatives. You can find an abstract on the complete paper on this page. According to the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control, cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death in the United States. Interestingly, however, our Paleolithic ancestors and contemporarily studied gatherer-hunters showed virtually no heart attack or stroke while eating their ancestral diet. Remember, in functional medicine, which is what I practice, we simply remove the things that interfere with the optimal expression of health and add what the body needs to restore health and function at its optimal level. So we remove things that cause inflammation, like food sensitivities, blood sugar and hormonal imbalances, parasites, yeast, fungal overgrowth, bacterial dysbiosis, as well as opportunistic pathogenic organisms. We seek to change the environment of the GI tract to one that is consistent for health and wellness, yet hostile to the things that cause inflammation and disease. The Paleolithic diet helps us do most of the things in the least amount of time. So I want to encourage you, move forward with this diet for your health. I don't know what phase of our program you may be on, so it may not be appropriate at this very moment for you to do the paleo diet, but you're probably getting close or perhaps even in the middle of it. But I want to encourage you to move forward in this for clarity of thought, increased energy, and better overall health and wellness. Thanks so much. God bless you. Have a great day.